What's up, everyone? This is the Arkham EV Garage, and tonight we're going to be installing a Navitas AC kit into a 2021 EZGO Valor. Okay, next we're going to put our controller into tow mode and disconnect our main negative battery. There's a lot of wires there, so we're going to zip tie that up. Little disclaimer here, because I know some of you hot shots probably look at this surface right here and think, hey, that's a suitable workbench right there. But guess what? It's not. Don't use it as a workbench. Alright, next we're going to use our 3/8 socket here with an extension. Makes it a little bit easier. Remove this OEM controller cover to get to the controller. Remove the cables and remove the controller. Move this tow run switch here. We probably need let's just use this one here. Back side there. There we go. All right. Get off. There, all right. Unclip OEM wire harness. That would be these little guys right here for the diag ports, your field coils, and all of your little signals there on the master plug. Now we can get to our 3 main power cables down here, and then remove the controller here. I believe that'll be a 1/2-inch socket that I'll need. Should have been a little more repaired, but just kind of wing this one. What about that little guy? Push for it there. Which is fine. There we go, back to our 3/8 controller. Just loosen that one. And move these 2 down here. goes. You may now remove your controller. All right, let's use the supplied screws here to mount the new controller plate to the previous controller plate here. Not pinching any of those existing wires down there. You are now ready to insert your Navitas using the supplied hardware, of course. Tighten that down with 5/16 socket here, or whatever size you think will turn. These little tiny bolts here. I'm going to use a 5/16. Just enough to really crunch down and level that lock washer there. Should be alright. Install this little toe run switch bracket right here. Right about there. Should be good. Got ahead of myself. Wasn't thinking. That's gonna go right here. I was kind of curious, you know, because I could cut the original OEM controller cover to fit over the Navitas DC controllers, but this guy's a little bigger than that DC controller, so I don't think we'll be going that route here. So luckily they supply this little two-run switch bracket right here. Yeah, that's all we're at. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tighten up our toe run switch to the bracket we just installed there, and we're done. Now, pay attention because this part's going to get a little tricky now. We're going to go ahead and connect our B negative from the controller originally installed to our B negative on the controller here. Attach A1 to the U post. A2, or C in this case, to the V post. Let me see if there's any particular instructions on. Okay, because some controllers you cannot have power cables running atop certain areas of the controller. In the case of these instructions, everything seems to be kind of favoring this direction, which is alright. It actually looks better that way. This will be 2 of the 3-phase wires to the controller. And the supplied cable with the kit right here comes with the kit. Run back to the controller there, to the appropriate path, and to our W post on the Navitas. I believe all of these are 3/16. I'm sorry, 3/8. 3/8 socket. Tighten them up, and from solenoid, positive side, or controller side of the solenoid, right here. We will attach that to be positive. Like so, and tighten to the appropriate specs. Actually, those are 10mm. They're not 3/8, they're 10mm. Alright, we're ready to remove the DC motor now. And we're going to do so by removing the rear shackle bolts and drop the axle down so we can get to the DC motor just a little easier. Easy peasy. some of you might be wondering why I'm using a ratchet strap as a crane. And that's not because I can't lift this motor up, because I've done it on another one before, but it's to kind of demonstrate another method of getting a motor into a cart if you might not have that kind of capability. An extra hand late at night. Yeah. And it works really, really well. It's a heavy-duty ratchet strap attached to a seatbelt bar up above. That's solidly mounted to the steel seat back supports. My buddy taught me that a while back, and it is a handy trick when it comes to the exotic cars like the Star cars and any of those other oddballs that are not easy to remove motors with, or even larger exotic EVs with bigger motors that you shouldn't take out or install on your own with your own strength. Right. Just tightening the 3 bolts now to the Navitas motor. And we want to get the top bolt kind of snugged in a little bit first. And the ones on the side snug in. Just go back around and just lightly tighten them all up. Nice and uniform.
For those of you still watching, I applaud your patience. Alright, on to the speed sensor, temperature sensor harness adapter right here. And that's going to connect to the 2 wires attached to the motor. And I'm just going to snap them in like so. And you're done. And you're done. Alright. Power cables, U, V, and W. You will be receiving the factory A1. Yeah, A1 wire here. My heater is popping in the background. That's not a big concern right now. Alright, V will be receiving the original A2 wire. Enable everyone to see everything as much as possible. There's visual learners and those who are not. Alright, and the newly supplied cable will be attached to the W terminal. Make sure these are all tight to spec and double checked that they are matching with the controller connections at the appropriate spots. There we go. Now back to the controller side. We'll install the factory harness plug to the Navitas. And we'll install the temperature sensor encoder harness to the Navitas. And if you choose to, you can install the fly on the wall programmer right there and run that to whatever location on the cart you choose to have it at. That's entirely up to you. With everything kind of just double checked, just wiggling some of the wires, make sure nothing is loose. Just double check everything is corresponding with where it needs to go. And then we will go ahead and do a bump test on our main negative here with tow run switch to the off position, of course. And just do a bump test. Nothing. Cool. So what I like to do is just hold that on there and hook up our other wires here as well. I'm sure one of these is going to be the voltage reducer. Okay, no sparks. Alright. And I'm just going to kind of hold some tension on it and fire it up with the tow run switch. Alright, little beepy beep. Put the key in the ignition here. Of course, I have the car jacked up. That's, of course, goes without saying when you're first testing a drive system. I usually don't lock down anything just in case. And I have it jacked up because I don't need any holes in my walls. Alright, turn the key over. Putting it in forward position and giving it a little gas. Crazy with it. So we're spinning in forward. Go to reverse now. Squeaky bit. There we go. Nice low speed reverse. Success. Now we'll bolt that down, tighten it up, and do some testing in the morning. Thanks for watching.